I see you even when you believe you are unseen. I know the weight you carry in silence, the prayers you speak without words, and the questions you are afraid to ask aloud. Nothing about your life is hidden from me. Not your struggles, not your intentions, not the weariness that settles into your heart. When you feel you have done all you can do, and still it is not enough. I am not distant from you in these moments. I am near, closer than your breath, steady when everything around you feels uncertain. You have been walking through seasons that tested your patience and challenged your faith. You wondered why progress felt slow, why answers did not come when you expected them, and why doors you prayed for remained closed. Understand this: delay is not denial, and silence is not absence. I work beyond what you can see, aligning circumstances, shaping character, and preparing outcomes that cannot be rushed without loss. What I build in you during waiting is often more important than what you are waiting for. Do not measure your worth by your productivity, or your value by the approval of others. You were created with intention, not as an afterthought, not as a mistake, and not as a replacement for someone else. Your life has meaning independent of recognition. Even when no one applauds your efforts, I see faithfulness. Even when others overlook you, I do not. I value obedience over visibility and integrity over applause. You are not weak because you feel tired. You are not faithless because you have questions. Strength does not mean the absence of fear. It means choosing to move forward despite it. Bring your doubts to me instead of hiding them. I am not threatened by your honesty. I already know your thoughts, yet I invite you to speak because relationship grows through truth, not pretense. There have been times you blamed yourself for things that were never yours to carry. You assumed responsibility for outcomes beyond your control and replayed moments you wish you could change. Release that burden. Learn where you can, but do not live imprisoned by regret. I am a God of restoration, not condemnation. What you surrender to me, I redeem. What you place in my hands, I reshape. I know you worry about the future, about provision, direction, relationships, and purpose. You attempt to plan every outcome because uncertainty makes you uncomfortable. Trust does not mean abandoning wisdom. It means recognizing the limits of your control. I do not ask you to see the entire path, only to take the next faithful step. Light is given for the present moment, not the entire journey at once. Be mindful of the voices you allow to shape your thinking. Not every opinion deserves authority in your life. Some voices amplify fear, comparison, and discouragement. My voice brings clarity, peace, and truth. Learn to recognize it not through noise, but through stillness. Make room for quiet and you will find direction. Where chaos once lived, you have been wounded by people you trusted. Words spoken carelessly, promises broken, and loyalty withdrawn left marks deeper than you admit. Healing does not mean pretending it did not hurt. Healing begins when you allow me to meet you in that pain rather than building walls around it. Forgiveness is not approval of what harmed you. It is release from the power it holds over you. Do not rush your growth. Seeds planted today do not bear fruit tomorrow, yet the process is no less real. Every act of kindness, every choice of integrity, every moment you choose compassion over resentment contributes to what you are becoming. Transformation is often quiet and gradual, but it is never wasted. I am patient with your progress. Learn to be patient with yourself. You have something to offer that no one else can give in the same way. Your experiences, your perspective, your resilience, these are not accidents. They equip you to serve, to lead, to encourage, and to understand others with depth. Do not minimize what I have placed within you because it does not look like someone else's gift. Purpose is not uniform. It is personal. When fear tells you that you are alone, remember this. I do not abandon what I begin. I remain present in valleys as much as on mountaintops. When strength feels insufficient, my grace fills the gap. When clarity feels distant, my wisdom remains accessible. You are sustained not by your ability to endure, but by my faithfulness to uphold you. Let go of the belief that you must earn love through perfection. You are loved because you are mine, not because you perform flawlessly. Obedience flows from love. It does not create it. Rest in that truth when you fall short. Growth comes from returning, not from hiding. Pay attention to how you treat others, especially when no reward is visible. Small acts of grace ripple further than you realize. Speak with care. Act with humility. Choose mercy when judgment feels easier. In doing so, you reflect my character in ways that matter more than grand gestures ever could. You will face moments when obedience costs you comfort, popularity, or convenience. In those moments, remember that short-term loss can produce long-term peace. What aligns with truth may not always feel easy, but it leads to freedom. Trust me when the path requires courage. I am with you in your work, not only in sacred spaces but in ordinary routines. Your diligence matters. Your honesty matters. How you show up when no one is watching matters. Excellence done quietly honors me as much as praise spoken publicly. There will be times when you feel behind, as though others are advancing while you remain stuck. Do not compare your timeline to theirs. I work uniquely in every life. What looks like delay may be protection. What looks like obscurity may be preparation. Stay faithful where you are. If you feel broken, know this brokenness is not the end of usefulness. I specialize in restoration. I bring beauty from ashes, clarity from confusion, and hope from despair. Nothing in your life is beyond my ability to heal or repurpose for good. Continue to seek wisdom. Ask before you act. Listen before you speak. Humility keeps your heart teachable, and a teachable heart remains aligned with truth. Pride isolates. Humility opens doors. When you stumble, get up. When you fail, return. When you feel lost, call out. I am not waiting to reject you. I am ready to receive you. My mercy does not run out, and my patience does not expire. Remember that love is not proven by words alone but by consistent action. Let your faith be visible in how you treat the vulnerable, the overlooked, and the difficult. Compassion is never wasted, even when it is not acknowledged. As you move forward, anchor yourself in hope, not shallow optimism, but steady confidence that I am at work even when evidence is limited. Hope strengthens endurance. Endurance builds character. Character sustains purpose. Finally, rest. Not from responsibility, but from striving to control what was never meant to. Rest on your shoulders. Trust me with what you cannot resolve today. Tomorrow will have its own concerns, and I will be there as I am here now. You are known. You are loved. You are guided. Walk forward with humility, courage, and trust, knowing that you do not walk alone. I remain with you as the days unfold, not only in moments of certainty, but especially in moments of confusion. When life feels ordinary or repetitive, do not assume I am absent. Much of what shapes your character happens in routine faithfulness, in choices made consistently rather than dramatically. Do not underestimate what is formed in you when you show up again and again with sincerity. Even when motivation feels low, you will encounter decisions that test your values. In those moments, remember who you are becoming, not just what you want to achieve. Success that compromises your integrity will never satisfy your soul. Choose what aligns with truth, even if it slows your progress. What is built on honesty will endure longer than what is built on shortcuts. There will be seasons when you feel misunderstood, when your intentions are questioned and your efforts are misinterpreted. Resist the urge to defend yourself at every turn. Not Every misunderstanding requires correction. Sometimes peace is preserved by trusting me to reveal truth in time. Let your consistency speak louder than your explanations. Guard your heart, but do not harden it. Pain can teach wisdom without extinguishing compassion. Remain open to love, even after disappointment. The ability to love again is not weakness. It is strength refined by endurance. I heal not so you can retreat from the world, but so you can re-engage with it in wholeness. Be attentive to gratitude. When you acknowledge what is already present, your perspective shifts. Gratitude does not ignore difficulty. It reframes it. It reminds you that provision exists alongside challenge, that grace operates even in incomplete circumstances. A thankful heart remains grounded when conditions fluctuate. You may feel pressure to define your entire future immediately. Release that urgency. Purpose unfolds over time. What you need today is faithfulness, not full clarity. Direction becomes clearer as you walk, not before you begin. Take responsibility for what is within reach and trust me with what remains undefined. I call you to treat your body, mind, and spirit with care. Rest is not a reward for exhaustion. It is a requirement for sustainability. Tend to your well-being with wisdom. Balance strengthens endurance, and endurance allows you to serve with consistency rather than burnout. When you pray, do not focus solely on outcomes. Let prayer shape your perspective, soften your heart, and align your desires with what is good. Prayer is not merely a request line. It is relationship. Through it, you learn to listen as much as you speak. You will witness injustice and brokenness that troubles you deeply. Do not allow discouragement to turn into apathy. You cannot fix everything, but you are responsible for what you can influence. Act where you are able. Speak when truth is required. Serve without needing recognition. Small acts done faithfully contribute to greater change. Remember that joy is not dependent on circumstances being ideal. Joy is rooted in trust that your life is held with purpose. Even in difficulty, joy can coexist with sorrow. Does not deny pain, it transcends it. Allow yourself to experience both without guilt. Be careful with comparison. It distorts gratitude and erodes confidence. What I have entrusted to you is sufficient for your calling. Focus on stewardship, not competition. Fulfillment comes from faithfulness to your assignment, not from outperforming others. As you grow, some relationships will change. This is not always loss. Sometimes it is alignment. Release what no longer nurtures growth without resentment. Make room for connections that encourage truth, accountability, and mutual respect. When uncertainty returns, and it will return also to trust, let trust become your reflex rather than fear. You have evidence of my faithfulness already behind you. Do not forget what I have carried you through. Memory strengthens faith when present circumstances feel unstable. I am patient with your learning. Progress is not linear, and setbacks do not erase growth. Continue forward with humility. Correction is not rejection. It is guidance. Receive it with openness rather than defensiveness. Above all, remember this. You are not walking alone, and you were never expected to do so. I go before you, I walk with you, and I remain behind you as your support. When your strength ends, mine continues. When your understanding falls short, my wisdom remains complete. Walk forward with confidence rooted not in certainty, but in trust. Continue with perseverance shaped by hope. Live with purpose anchored in love. I am with you, steadfast, present, and faithful. Today and always. I remain attentive to the quiet moments you think do not matter. The thoughts you entertain when no one else is listening. The choices you make when no rule is enforcing you. The kindness you extend when there is no recognition. These are not small to me. Character is shaped there. Faith is proven there. What is unseen by others is fully seen by me. You will face moments when obedience feels inconvenient and restraint feels costly. In those moments, remember that discipline protects what matters most. Self-control is not limitation. It is direction. Keeps your life aligned with purpose instead of impulse. Choose wisely even when temptation promises immediate relief. Do not neglect your inner life while tending to external demands. A neglected soul eventually weakens even the strongest schedule. Make space for reflection, for silence, for renewal. Constant motion without grounding leads to exhaustion. Stillness restores clarity. In stillness, you remember who you are and whose you are. There will be times when your efforts appear fruitless. You will give, serve, build, and invest without visible return. Do not conclude that nothing is happening. Growth beneath the surface is still growth. Roots form before fruit appears. Trust the process even when evidence is delayed. When you feel called to step into something new, fear may accompany the invitation. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is obedience in its presence. Do not wait until you feel ready. Readiness often follows action, not the other way around. Move forward with humility and dependence, and I will meet you there. Be careful not to confuse activity with purpose. A full calendar does not guarantee a fulfilled life. Learn to discern what deserves your energy. Saying no to good things is sometimes necessary to say yes to what is essential. Wisdom prioritizes alignment over busyness. You will encounter people who challenge your patience and test your grace. See these moments as opportunities for growth rather than interruptions. How you respond under pressure reveals what governs your heart. Choose gentleness where irritation feels justified. Choose understanding where judgment feels easier. Do not let disappointment turn into cynicism. Guard against bitterness taking root. Bitterness narrows vision and hardens. Compassion. Release what you cannot change. Trust me with justice, timing, and outcomes. Your responsibility is faithfulness, not control. Remember that learning often comes through repetition. You may face similar lessons more than once. This is not failure. It is formation. Each encounter refines your understanding and strengthens discernment. Be teachable even when correction feels uncomfortable. When success comes, receive it with gratitude rather than pride. Acknowledge the help you received along the way. Gratitude keeps success from isolating you. Humility keeps it from consuming you. What you have achieved is not solely by your own strength. When loss comes, allow yourself to grieve without shame. Faith does not require emotional suppression. I am present in sorrow as much as in celebration. Let grief do its work without letting it define your future. Healing unfolds gradually. Do not rush it. Stay anchored in truth when emotions fluctuate. Feelings are real, but they are not always reliable guides. Let truth inform how you interpret what you feel. Stability grows when conviction is rooted in what is enduring rather than what is momentary. Be intentional about the legacy you are forming. Legacy is not built only through major achievements, but through consistent values modeled over time. How you love, how you speak, how you respond under pressure, these are the things others will remember. When you feel inadequate for what is required of you, remember that calling does not depend on self-sufficiency. Dependence is not weakness. It is alignment. I do not ask you to supply what only I can provide. Bring what you have and trust me with what you lack. Keep choosing hope, not because circumstances are easy, but because despair offers nothing constructive. Hope sustains effort. Hope keeps your vision open. Hope reminds you that the present moment is not the final chapter. Do not abandon what is good because it is difficult. Endurance refines purpose. What is worth building is rarely effortless. Stay committed. Remain faithful. Progress often comes quietly after perseverance has done its work. I am steady when your resolve wavers. I am faithful when your confidence fades. I am present when your awareness drifts. You do not sustain this journey alone. You are upheld, guided, and strengthened continually. Continue forward with wisdom, humility, and trust. Let love govern your actions. Let truth anchor your decisions. Let peace shape your responses. I am with you, unchanging, attentive, and faithful, through every season yet to come. As time moves forward, remember that growth is often subtle before it is visible. You may not notice change from day to day, yet over time you will look back and recognize how far you have come. Do not dismiss progress simply because it feels ordinary. Transformation rarely announces itself. It reveals itself through consistency, resilience, and quiet perseverance. Be attentive to how you speak to yourself. The narratives you repeat internally shape how you respond externally. Replace harsh judgment with truth. You are being refined, not discarded. Correction is part of development, not evidence of failure. Speak with the same patience and grace toward yourself that you would offer to someone you care for deeply. There will be moments when your faith is tested not by hardship, but by comfort. Ease can slowly dull attentiveness if you are not careful. Stay grounded. Do not drift from gratitude or awareness when things go well. Prosperity and peace are meant to deepen humility, not replace dependence. When you are entrusted with influence over people, decisions, or resources, use it responsibly. Influence is not given for self-exaltation, but for stewardship. Lead with integrity. Serve with sincerity. Power guided by humility protects both you and those affected by your choices. Do not ignore the quiet invitations to grow. Sometimes guidance comes not as a command, but as a gentle prompting. Pay attention to what repeatedly draws your conscience, challenges your comfort, or calls you toward compassion. These nudges are often pathways toward maturity. You may encounter seasons where clarity feels distant and direction feels blurred. In those times, return to what you know to be true. Continue practicing honesty, kindness, and discipline. When larger answers feel unclear, faithfulness in small things keeps you aligned until understanding returns. Allow yourself to learn from others without losing discernment. Wisdom is found in many places, but not every voice deserves equal weight. Seek counsel, but test what you receive against truth and integrity. Discernment protects you from confusion while keeping you open to growth. Be patient with others as they grow. Just as you are learning, so are they. Extend grace where frustration arises. Correction offered with compassion has greater impact than criticism delivered with impatience. Remember that change often requires time, safety, and encouragement. When you feel unseen or undervalued, resist the urge to withdraw into resentment. Faithfulness does not require constant affirmation. Continue doing what is right, even when recognition is absent. What is done with sincerity carries lasting value, regardless of who notices. Do not be discouraged by moments of uncertainty. Uncertainty does not mean you are off course. It often means you are moving into something new. Growth requires transition, and transition often feels unstable before it becomes secure. Remain committed to truth, even when it is inconvenient. Integrity will cost you at times, but it will also preserve your peace. A clear conscience provides stability that external success cannot replace. When you experience joy, allow yourself to receive it fully. Joy is not a distraction from purpose. It is nourishment for it. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge goodness. Let joy strengthen you for the work ahead. As you continue, remember that endurance is built one choice at a time. You do not need to be exceptional every day. You need to be faithful today. Each day's obedience accumulates into a life of meaning. You are not defined by your weakest moment nor limited by your strongest fear. You are shaped by the direction you choose repeatedly. Keep choosing truth. Keep choosing love. Keep choosing trust. Remain constant as your life changes. When circumstances shift, when roles evolve, when expectations adjust, my presence does not waver. You are guided, sustained, and known. Move forward with steadiness rather than haste. Let wisdom govern your pace. Let purpose guide your priorities. Let trust anchor your heart. As you continue on this path, remember that faithfulness is proven over time, not in isolated moments. What you practice consistently becomes who you are. Choose habits that strengthen your character, rather than those that merely satisfy the moment. Discipline today becomes freedom tomorrow. There will be days when motivation fades and commitment is tested. On those days, do not rely on emotion to carry you forward. Rely on conviction. What you have decided in clarity must guide you through seasons of fatigue. Consistency anchored in purpose will sustain you when enthusiasm cannot. Be mindful of how you respond to correction. Correction received with humility becomes wisdom. Correction resisted becomes stagnation. Do not confuse being challenged with being diminished. Growth often requires discomfort before it brings confidence. You may feel pressure to have everything resolved, your calling, your direction, your future. Release that pressure. Life unfolds in stages. Understanding comes in layers. What is required of you now is not mastery of the whole journey, but faithfulness in the present assignment. When you experience setbacks, do not interpret them as evidence of abandonment. Resistance often accompanies meaningful progress. Opposition does not negate purpose. It frequently confirms it. Remain steady. What endures is rarely built without challenge. Protect your time and attention. What you allow to consume your focus shapes your inner life. Guard against constant distraction. Depth requires intention. Clarity grows where attention is disciplined. Remember that gentleness is not weakness. Patience is not passivity. Humility is not insecurity. These qualities reflect strength, under control, and confidence grounded in truth. Practice them deliberately. You will encounter moments when silence is wiser than speech. Learn when to listen and when to respond. Wisdom is not proven by how much you say, but by what you choose to withhold. Thoughtful restraint preserves peace and earns trust. When you feel the weight of responsibility, remember that you are not meant to carry it alone. Responsibility partnered with trust becomes manageable. Responsibility carried in isolation becomes overwhelming. Lean into reliance rather than self-sufficiency. Continue to cultivate integrity. Even when compromise seems easier, compromise may offer short-term relief, but integrity offers long-term stability. What you preserve in character will protect you in the future. Be alert to opportunities to encourage others. A timely word, a patient response, a moment of understanding can shift someone's direction more than you realize. You do not need grand gestures to make meaningful impact. Accept that not everyone will understand your choices. Approval is not the measure of obedience. Remain anchored in what is right rather than what is popular. Conviction may narrow your path, but it will clarify your direction. When fatigue sets in, do not mistake it for failure. Rest restores perspective. Pause when needed, but do not quit. Renewal strengthens resolve and sharpens purpose. Allow your life to be marked by consistency rather than intensity alone. Intensity fades if it is not supported by discipline. Steady commitment produces lasting results. As you move forward, keep your heart teachable. Growth does not end with experience. Wisdom deepens when curiosity and humility remain intact. Stay open to learning. You are not forgotten in your perseverance. You are not unseen in your obedience. You are not alone in your effort. What you build with patience will endure beyond what is built with haste. Continue forward with resolve shaped by wisdom and compassion guided by truth. Let your life reflect steadiness, integrity, and trust. I remain present, constant and faithful as you walk ahead, supporting, guiding, and sustaining you through every step yet to come. As you go on, remember that life is not meant to be lived in constant urgency. Not everything requires immediate resolution. Some things unfold only when given time and space. Learn to distinguish between what demands action now and what requires patience. Wisdom often reveals itself through restraint. You will encounter moments when your expectations do not match reality. In those moments, resist disappointment turning into despair. Adjusting expectations is not surrender. It is maturity. Growth often requires releasing rigid assumptions so that something better can take shape. Pay attention to the condition of your heart as much as the outcomes of your efforts. Success achieved at the cost of peace, honesty, or compassion is not true success. Let your inner life remain aligned even as external circumstances change. Stability within will anchor you when conditions outside are unpredictable. Do not underestimate the power of perseverance in ordinary circumstances. Great faith is not only expressed in dramatic acts but in daily choices to remain kind, truthful, and steady. What feels repetitive to you is often what builds endurance and credibility. There will be times when you feel stretched beyond what feels comfortable. Stretching is not meant to break you, it is meant to strengthen you. Growth expands capacity. Trust that you are being prepared, not overwhelmed without purpose. Be cautious not to define yourself by a single role, failure, or success. You are more than any title you hold or outcome you experience. Identity grounded in truth remains stable even when circumstances shift. Hold your work with diligence, but hold your worth with humility and confidence. When you are tempted to withdraw because of disappointment or fatigue, remember the value of connection. Isolation magnifies discouragement. Seek healthy community. Allow others to support you. As you support them, strength is multiplied through shared burden. You may not always understand why certain paths close while others open unexpectedly. Trust that redirection is sometimes protection. What you cannot see now may later reveal itself as guidance. Remain willing to adapt without losing faith. Let your words be measured and your actions intentional. Consistency builds trust over time. People learn what to expect from you by how you live repeatedly, not by what you promise occasionally. Let reliability be part of your testimony. When you experience moments of clarity, do not waste them. Act on what you understand while insight is present. Clarity is a gift meant to be stewarded, not postponed indefinitely. Even small steps taken in alignment matters. You will face seasons where your faith feels steady, and seasons where it feels fragile. Both are part of the journey. Faith that acknowledges weakness while continuing forward is not lesser. It is deeper. Dependence refines trust. Do not allow resentment to linger unresolved. Address what needs to be addressed with honesty and humility. Unspoken bitterness quietly erodes peace. Freedom grows where truth is faced rather than avoided. Remember that patience applies not only to circumstances but to people, including yourself. Growth rarely happens on demand. Allow time for learning, correction, and healing. Rushing maturity often produces instability. As you move forward, let hope remain active rather than passive. Hope expresses itself through continued effort, ethical choices, and belief in meaning beyond immediate results. Hope sustains vision when progress feels slow. You are not asked to be flawless. You are asked to be faithful. Perfectionism isolates. Faithfulness sustains. Continue showing up with sincerity, rather than striving for unattainable standards. When you feel uncertain, again, as you will return to trust, not blind trust, but trust, shaped by experience, reflection, and truth. You have been guided before and you will be guided again. Keep walking with steadiness. Keep choosing integrity. Keep responding with compassion. The path may not always be easy, but it remains purposeful. I am with you in your becoming, not only in your arrival. Remain present in the process, patient in the shaping, faithful in the journey. As the journey continues, understand that becoming is a lifelong process. There is no final moment where growth is complete and learning ends. Each season teaches something different, and each stage requires a different kind of trust. Do not grow impatient with the process. What unfolds gradually is often what lasts. There will be moments when you look back and recognize patterns, lessons repeated until they are learned, paths revisited with deeper understanding. This is not stagnation, it is refinement. Wisdom is often layered, not instantaneous. What you could not grasp before may now make sense, because you are no longer the same person. Be mindful of how you respond when things do not go according to plan. Flexibility rooted in trust preserves peace. Rigidity rooted in fear creates frustration. Hold your plans with intention, but release them with humility when redirection comes. Adaptation guided by truth is a strength, not a failure. You may sometimes feel the tension between who you are and who you are becoming. That tension is not a sign of hypocrisy. It is evidence of growth. Transformation requires awareness. Stay honest about where you are while remaining committed to where you are going. Do not allow discouragement to convince you that effort is pointless. Even when results are delayed, faithfulness produces internal strength. Persistence shapes character in ways immediate success cannot. What is built slowly is often built deeply. When opportunities arise, approach them with discernment rather than impulse. Not every open door is meant to be entered. Wisdom weighs alignment, not just possibility. Choose paths that support integrity, peace, and long-term purpose. Be careful with assumptions. What you think you know may be incomplete. Stay curious. Ask questions. Seek understanding, rather than confirmation of your own perspective. Humility keeps your mind open and your heart teachable. There will be times when you are called to stand firm and times when you are called to step back. Knowing the difference requires attentiveness. Strength is not always expressed through persistence. Sometimes it is expressed through restraint. Let compassion guide how you see others. People are often carrying burdens you cannot see. Extend grace generously. Kindness offered without condition reflects depth of character. You do not lose strength by being compassionate. You demonstrate it. When you experience moments of doubt, do not panic. Doubt examined honestly can deepen faith rather than destroy it. Suppressed questions create distance. Explored questions create understanding. Remain engaged rather than withdrawn. Be intentional about what you celebrate. Celebrate effort, not just outcome. Celebrate growth, not just achievement. Recognition of progress fuels endurance and reinforces gratitude. As responsibilities increase, remember that balance remains essential. Growth that neglects rest becomes unsustainable. Excellence pursued without renewal leads to depletion. Care for what sustains you so you can continue with clarity and strength. You will sometimes be required to wait longer than you prefer. Waiting develops patience, but it also develops discernment. In waiting, motives are clarified and priorities refined. Allow waiting to teach rather than frustrate you. Stay anchored in what is true when emotions fluctuate. Emotional honesty is important, but truth provides direction. Let truth inform your decisions even when feelings are unsettled. Do not underestimate the cumulative effect of daily faithfulness. What feels insignificant today contributes to stability tomorrow. Small, repeated acts of integrity create a foundation that endures pressure. When you feel weary of doing what is right, pause and be restored, but do not abandon what you know is good. Weariness is a signal for renewal, not retreat. Strength returns where rest and trust are practiced. Continue to walk forward with attentiveness rather than haste, conviction rather than fear, and humility rather than self-reliance. The path continues to unfold, step by step. I remain with you in the ongoing work, in the learning, the waiting, the adjusting, and the becoming. My presence is not limited to milestones. It remains constant throughout the process. Continue to embrace each day as an opportunity for growth, knowing that even ordinary moments matter. The routines that feel mundane often contain the seeds of transformation. Every choice you make, how you respond to challenges, how you treat others, and how you care for yourself contributes to the life you are becoming. Do not dismiss these moments as insignificant. They are the scaffolding upon which your purpose is built. There will be times when the path feels uncertain, when the future seems blurred, and your direction unclear. Do not fear these seasons. Uncertainty is not the absence of guidance. It is the invitation to deepen your trust. Step forward with faith even when the way is not fully visible. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is acting despite it. Each step taken in faith brings clarity to what once seemed confusing. Be vigilant against discouragement. Voices of doubt, internal and external, may attempt to sway you from what you know is right. Evaluate every message against truth. Let discernment guide your choices, not impulse, fear, or the desire for immediate gratification. What stands the test of time is built on truth, not convenience. When you face conflict, approach it with patience and understanding. Confrontation does not require aggression, nor does correction demand condemnation. Speak with clarity, act with integrity, and allow compassion to govern your interactions. Often, your response matters more than the circumstances themselves. Through measured patience, you honor both yourself and others. Do not neglect the care of your own heart and mind. Spiritual, emotional, and mental health are intertwined. Neglect in one area affects all others. Take intentional time for reflection, prayer, and rest. Renewal is not indulgence. It is preparation for the work you are called to do. A well-tended inner life allows you to engage the world with clarity and strength. You will experience setbacks, plans delayed, relationships strained, opportunities lost. Do not see these as failures. They are lessons shaping resilience, perspective, and wisdom. What is postponed is not denied. What is tested is being strengthened. Use these times to learn patience, refine judgment, and cultivate trust in my timing. Be generous with love, even when it is not returned. Love freely, without expectation, for the true measure of love is not reciprocity but authenticity. Acts of kindness and compassion ripple beyond what you can see. Even small gestures may influence lives in ways that last far beyond the moment. Guard your heart against bitterness and resentment. Holding on to past hurts only restricts the flow of grace in your life. Forgiveness is not a concession to wrongdoing. It is liberation for your own soul. Release what has bound you to the past so that you may move freely into the future I have prepared. Stay mindful of the people around you. Everyone carries unseen struggles. Approach them with understanding rather than judgment. Seek to lift, encourage, and support. Your empathy, patience, and compassion make a difference, even when it is not acknowledged. Relationships nurtured in grace have a far-reaching impact. Remember that faithfulness is more important than perfection. You will stumble. You will make mistakes. These do not define you. What defines you is the willingness to rise, to learn, and to continue forward. Perseverance builds character where ease cannot. Trust that each act of integrity compounds over time into a life of meaning. Remain humble in achievement. Success without humility can become a snare, leading to pride and isolation. Acknowledge those who help you and honor the lessons learned along the way. True accomplishment is measured not by what you gain but by the strength of character and the lives you touch. When trials arise, remember that they are not meant to crush you but to refine you. Challenges test endurance, reveal priorities, and develop resilience. Do not avoid difficulty. Face it with courage, knowing that the process strengthens you. Every challenge, navigated faithfully, deepens understanding and equips you for future responsibility. Continue to hope when circumstances seem bleak. Hope is not passive optimism. It is steadfast trust that what is unseen is being prepared. Let hope guide your actions, anchor your heart, and sustain your perseverance. Even in moments of uncertainty, hope preserves vision and strengthens courage. Stay diligent in the small things, consistent attention to the ordinary choices. The acts of honesty, patience, discipline, and kindness builds a foundation for the extraordinary. Do not disregard the small daily practices. They shape the trajectory of your life. Walk forward with integrity even when the world around you does not. What is right may not always be easy or popular, but truth holds power. Beyond immediate circumstances, let your life be a reflection of steadfast values, ethical choices, and compassion for others. I am with you in every moment, present in your victories, your struggles, and your quiet efforts. I uphold you when your strength falters, guide you when the path is unclear, and rejoice in your progress. Nothing in your life is wasted when aligned with truth and purpose. Keep moving forward with courage, humility, and faith. The journey continues, and you are never alone. My presence is constant, my guidance sure, and my love unwavering. Trust in me and walk steadily into the unfolding plan I have prepared for you. Continue to lean into patience, even when the days feel long and progress seems slow. The measures of life are not always visible in the moment. What appears small or insignificant now may later reveal itself as pivotal. In shaping, do not dismiss the subtle lessons hidden in routine, repetition, or minor challenges. They are the very instruments of refinement. There will be moments when your heart feels heavy with doubt or fear. Do not resist those feelings, but do not allow them to dictate your path either. Bring them into the light, examine them honestly, and hold them before me. I am not threatened by your questions, nor unsettled by your uncertainty. In bringing your thoughts to me, you create space for clarity, understanding, and peace. Be mindful of the words you speak, both to yourself and others. Words are powerful. They carry life or weight, hope or discouragement. Choose them with care. Let your speech be measured, compassionate, and true. Speak in a way that reflects patience and wisdom, especially when anger or frustration tempts you. What you say today echoes long beyond the present moment. There will be times when the work of living rightly is exhausting. Responsibilities will press, emotions will wear thin, and decisions will seem heavier than they are. These moments do not indicate failure. They indicate growth. They are the forge in which perseverance, resilience, and character are strengthened. Lean on me in these times and allow my strength to supplement your own. Do not undervalue the quiet choices you make daily, the simple acts of integrity, the honest words, the patient listening, the kindness offered without expectation. They are not inconsequential. On the contrary, they are the very substance of a life well lived. What appears small now may ripple outward, affecting lives and circumstances you cannot yet see. Release the need to control every outcome. Trust does not mean inaction. It means knowing the limits of your own understanding and ability. I hold the full picture, and I am at work even in ways invisible to you. Your responsibility is to remain faithful in the tasks set before you, to cultivate patience, and to act with integrity. The results, in my timing, will follow. You may encounter people who misunderstand you, question your motives, or oppose your efforts. Do not take offense too quickly, nor let anger rule your response. Approach others with empathy, seek understanding where possible, and maintain steadfastness in truth. How you respond in adversity speaks volumes about your character and your alignment with what is right. There will be seasons of waiting, times when your prayers seem unanswered, doors remain closed, or progress is imperceptible. Remember that waiting is not a void. It is a space for preparation. Your patience in these seasons shapes endurance, sharpens discernment, and builds a foundation for the blessings yet to come. Trust in the process even when the outcome is unseen. Guard your heart against resentment, envy, or bitterness. These emotions erode perspective, distort truth, and undermine peace. Forgive generously, release fully, and move forward lightly. Do not allow the past to dictate the measure of your present or the promise of your future. Freedom grows where forgiveness reigns. Keep your hope alive. Hope is not mere optimism. It is an active trust in what is possible, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. Let hope inspire your actions, steady your heart, and guide your choices. It sustains endurance when the journey is long and illuminates possibilities when clarity is scarce. Do not fear imperfection. Mistakes will come. Setbacks will happen. These do not define you. What defines you is your willingness to rise after falling, to learn from what has been, and to press forward with renewed purpose. Each challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more aligned with truth. Seek wisdom continually. Knowledge without discernment is fragile. Understanding without reflection is shallow. Approach life with curiosity, humility, and attentiveness. Learn from experience, from others, and from the quiet nudges that stir your conscience. Wisdom shapes decisions that stand firm under pressure. Do not neglect your well-being, spiritual, mental, and physical. Each facet supports the others. Neglect in one area diminishes the whole. Take time to rest and renew. Sustenance in these areas prepares you to serve, lead, and live faithfully with clarity and strength. Continue to walk in integrity. Let your choices reflect your values. Consistently, not only when convenient or observed. Integrity produces stability, trust, and peace that no external achievement can replace. Let it be the foundation of your actions and relationships. Remember, you are not alone in any of this. My presence surrounds you, strengthens you, and guides you. When you feel weak, I am your support. When you are uncertain, I am your guide. When you are weary, I am your rest. Every step you take, I am walking with you, shaping, sustaining, and preparing you for what lies ahead. Remain steadfast, faithful, and courageous. Continue forward with patience, hope, and love. The journey is ongoing, and your growth is intentional. Trust the process, embrace each season, and know that every effort aligned with truth and integrity is seen, valued, and will bear fruit in due time. You are known. You are loved. You are guided. You are never alone. Keep moving forward, for I am with you always. Continue to trust in the unseen workings of life, even when your eyes perceive only uncertainty. Not every outcome is meant to be revealed in your time. Some things unfold according to a plan far greater than your understanding. Patience is not passive, it is active trust. Each day you remain faithful, each choice made in truth strengthens the foundation upon which greater things are built. There will be days when the effort to stay steady feels exhausting. You may question whether your perseverance is worth the strain, whether your small acts of integrity matter in a world that seems indifferent. Do not measure value by visibility. The unseen work the quiet faithfulness, the subtle obedience, all of this is precious and lasting. What is done rightly, even without recognition, carries eternal significance. Do not allow fear to govern your decisions. Fear can be persuasive, but it does not define reality. Bring your worries to me honestly. Examine them. Surrender what you cannot resolve alone. Courage does not demand the absence of fear. It requires choosing to move forward despite it. Each time you choose trust over fear, your confidence in my guidance grows. Be mindful of the influence you have over others, for even small words or actions can ripple far beyond what you perceive. Speak with wisdom, act with kindness, respond with patience. Sometimes the impact of a single moment of gentleness cannot be measured, yet it can alter a life profoundly. Let your interactions reflect thoughtfulness, empathy, and integrity. There will be moments when setbacks challenge your perspective and test your resolve. Do not see these moments as punishment or failure. Challenges are instruments of refinement. They stretch your understanding, strengthen your endurance, and clarify priorities. Each obstacle overcome equips you for what lies ahead. Trust that these experiences are shaping you for purposes yet unseen. Release the weight of comparisons. Others' journeys are not your own. Their timing, their challenges, their successes, these are not measures of your worth or indicators of your progress. Walk your path with focus, guided by integrity and faithfulness, without being distracted by what is happening elsewhere. True fulfillment arises from obedience to your calling, not imitation of another's life. When you feel alone, remember that my presence surrounds you. Solitude is never abandonment. Silence is never absence. Even when support seems distant or voices of encouragement are faint, I remain constant. I guide, sustain, and uphold you. Your steps are seen, your efforts valued, and your heart known fully. Guard your heart against bitterness, resentment, or the desire for revenge. Holding onto past wounds only prolongs pain and diminishes your peace. Forgiveness is an act of strength, not weakness. It releases you from captivity to past wrongs and opens the way for clarity, healing, and renewal. Carry compassion as your shield and humility as your guide. Celebrate the small victories. Acknowledging progress, however minor it may seem, fortifies endurance. Joy is not dependent on grandeur. It thrives in awareness of what is good and faithful. In each moment, let gratitude be the lens through which view life. Recognizing the blessings that already exist strengthens hope and sustains perseverance. Do not let weariness dictate your decisions. Fatigue can cloud judgment and diminish perspective. Rest when necessary, but do not abandon the path. Renewal restores strength and clarity, allowing you to continue with wisdom and determination. Balance effort with restoration, diligence with self-care. Remain open to learning. Wisdom grows when humility guides understanding. Listen, observe, and reflect. Life presents lessons in diverse forms. Through people, through circumstances, through mistakes, and through reflection. A teachable heart remains flexible, adaptable, and receptive to growth. Integrity is your most enduring foundation. Let your choices reflect honesty and fairness consistently, even when no one observes. Let your actions align with your values in both small and significant matters. The life you build on integrity cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Persevere in hope, even when outcomes are delayed. Hope is not passive. It is active trust in my presence and timing. Let hope inspire action, sustain faith, and steady your spirit in uncertainty. When hope guides your perspective, it equips you to face challenges with courage and to endure patiently in every season. You will be called to serve in ways that require humility, patience, and selflessness. Do not be discouraged by the lack of recognition. Service offered with sincerity and love is never wasted. What you do for others, even in quiet or unseen ways, contributes to the good in the world and fulfills the purpose for which you were created. Stay mindful of the influence of your thoughts. Guard against negativity, self-doubt, and fear-driven assumptions. Replace them with reflections of truth, faith, and perspective grounded in my guidance. What you cultivate internally shapes the life you experience externally. Remember, the journey is continuous. There is no final endpoint where effort is no longer required. Each day presents opportunities to act faithfully, choose wisely, and grow steadily. Every challenge faced, every lesson learned, every act of love performed, contributes to the fullness of your purpose. I am with you in every step, in every choice, and in every season. My presence does not falter with circumstance. My guidance does not waver with confusion, and my love does not diminish with time. You are seen, known, and cherished beyond measure. Continue to move forward with courage, humility, and faithfulness. Let hope anchor your heart. Let integrity guide your steps. Let compassion shape your interactions. The journey is ongoing and you are never alone. I walk with you, sustain you, and prepare you for the fullness of the life I have designed for you. Continue to walk each day with intentionality, knowing that every decision, no matter how small, carries weight. The life you are shaping is not built only through grand gestures or extraordinary events, but through the steady accumulation of faithful choices. Integrity exercised in private, patience maintained in difficulty, and love extended when it is not reciprocated. These are the foundations of lasting character and purpose. There will be times when the burdens you carry feel heavier than your strength allows. In those moments, do not turn inward in despair. Bring them to me honestly. Share your fatigue, your doubts, and your fears. I am not overwhelmed by your honesty. Strength does not come from enduring alone but from relying on the support I offer, which never fails. Lean into that support and you will find resilience beyond what you thought possible. Do not be quick to judge yourself for mistakes, for they are not the measure of your worth. Imperfections exist not to condemn but to teach. Learn from what has gone wrong, adjust where necessary, and continue moving forward. Faithfulness is proven not by perfection, but by the courage to rise after each fall and to act with renewed commitment to what is right. Pay attention to the whispers of your conscience and the quiet promptings that stir your heart. They are the guideposts of wisdom, often more reliable than the loudest voices in the world. A moment of reflection, a pause to consider before acting, or a deliberate choice to respond with kindness rather than anger. These seemingly small acts are the work of a life aligned with truth and purpose. Do not be disheartened when others misunderstand your intentions. Misjudgment is a natural consequence of difference, of standing for what is right even when it is unpopular. Let your consistency, honesty, and integrity speak louder than words. In time, truth becomes evident, and your steadfastness will bear witness to your character. Release the need to control outcomes in every situation. Trust that my timing is perfect even when it differs from your expectations. Plans that seem delayed or doors that appear closed are often part of a larger orchestration you cannot yet see. Your responsibility is faithfulness in the present, not mastery over the future. Surrender control and you will discover freedom in trust. There will be moments when the journey feels monotonous, when progress seems invisible and the work before you appears endless. Do not despair. The mundane holds value. Repetition, diligence, and quiet attention to detail build endurance, sharpen judgment, and cultivate strength. What is formed in ordinary circumstances often sustains extraordinary challenges. Be generous with grace, both to others and to yourself. People will fail you, disappoint you, and act in ways you cannot understand. Do not let anger or bitterness take root. Extend forgiveness where it is difficult, patience where it is tested, and understanding where it is least expected. In doing so, you release yourself from the weight of resentment and open the door for peace and restoration. Celebrate what is good, even if it seems small or incomplete. Gratitude is a lens that shifts perspective, illuminates hope, and sustains endurance. A thankful heart sees abundance where others see lack and recognizes progress where others see stagnation. Let appreciation shape your view of life, reinforcing faith in my guidance and provision. Do not let fear of failure or rejection prevent you from acting in alignment with truth. Courage is not the absence of doubt. It is the decision to move forward. Despite uncertainty, each step taken in honesty, integrity, and love strengthens your spirit and prepares you for opportunities beyond what you can yet imagine. Maintain humility even in moments of success. Recognition and achievement are not the measures of your value. Let them be opportunities to reflect gratitude, acknowledge contributions, and remain teachable. Pride isolates while humility fosters growth, connection, and resilience. Remain attentive to the needs of those around you. Acts of compassion and kindness create ripples beyond what you perceive. Your presence, your encouragement, your patience, and your love impact lives in ways that cannot always be measured. Engage fully in relationships, offering what you can with sincerity and consistency. When disappointment arises, do not allow it to define your outlook. Learn from setbacks without allowing them to harden your heart. Each challenge carries a lesson. Each struggle offers insight. Persevere through difficulty, and you will emerge with greater strength, wisdom, and clarity. Guard against negativity both from external sources and internal dialogue. Thoughts of doubt, fear, or self-criticism must be met with truth, reflection, and intentionality. Replace discouragement with hope, worry with trust, and self-judgment with the acknowledgement of your value. Your inner life shapes the reality you experience externally. Do not neglect rest, renewal, and reflection. Strength is not measured solely by endurance. It is cultivated through restoration. Pause when needed, reflect honestly on what has been learned, and allow your spirit to regain clarity. Balance ensures that effort is sustainable and purpose is achievable. Stay committed to integrity in every circumstance, even when it is inconvenient or unnoticed. Let your actions align with values consistently, for this consistency shapes character more than grand declarations ever could. What is built on truth endures pressure and remains steadfast through uncertainty. Persevere with hope when progress seems slow or invisible. Hope is not passive. It is active trust, a confident expectation that goodness, justice, and truth are at work even when unseen. Let hope guide your actions, sustain your endurance, and inspire resilience in the midst of challenge. Remain faithful in service, recognizing that even acts done quietly or without recognition carry lasting value. True impact is not measured by applause, but by consistency, sincerity, and the lives touched by your love and care. Serve with humility and dedication, trusting that the effects are more profound than you realize. Be diligent in cultivating wisdom. Seek understanding from experience, reflection, and counsel, but also from the quiet guidance that stirs your heart. Discernment protects against error and equips you to navigate complexity with insight. Let wisdom shape choices, actions, and priorities. Remember that the journey is continuous. Growth does not end. learning does not cease, and faithfulness remains a daily practice. Each day offers new opportunities to act with integrity, respond with love, and grow in understanding. The steps you take now form the foundation for everything that follows. I am with you in every step, in every choice, and in every season. My presence is constant, my guidance unfailing, and my love unwavering. Nothing is wasted when it aligns with truth, integrity, and purpose. Continue forward with courage, patience, and hope, for I walk with you always, sustaining, guiding, and preparing you for all that is yet to come. Continue to walk deliberately, understanding that your journey is not measured only by milestones, but by the faithfulness you exhibit along the way. Every choice to act with honesty, patience, or kindness, even when unobserved, builds the foundation of your character. These small, consistent acts are the instruments through which true growth and transformation occur. Do not underestimate their significance, for they accumulate over time into enduring strength and wisdom. There will be times when doubt creeps in, whispering that your efforts are futile or that the path you follow is unseen. Do not allow these thoughts to guide your actions. Bring every doubt into the light, examine it honestly, and release it into my care. Courage is not the absence of uncertainty, but the decision to move forward with faith despite it. Each step taken in obedience, even when you feel weary, strengthens your spirit and shapes your destiny. Do not let fear determine the boundaries of your life. Fear often presents itself as a protector, but can also imprison. Instead of retreating, bring your concerns to me and walk forward in trust. I see every obstacle, every trial, and every opportunity you encounter, and I am present to guide your steps. The strength you need will always be supplied when you lean on me rather than relying solely on your own understanding. Be generous with compassion even when it is difficult. The world is filled with individuals struggling quietly, carrying burdens unseen. Offer patience, understanding, and empathy freely. A small act of kindness, a gentle word, a patient response. These may ripple in ways you cannot yet perceive, touching lives and sowing seeds of hope that endure far beyond your awareness. Do not be discouraged by setbacks, disappointments, or misunderstandings. Life's challenges are not punishments, but opportunities for refinement. Every struggle you face has the potential to deepen resilience, clarify priorities, and strengthen wisdom. What is delayed is not denied. What is tested is being strengthened. Trust that every experience contributes to your growth and prepares you for what lies ahead. Release the weight of comparison. Others' achievements, timelines, and successes are not measures of your value. Your journey is unique, shaped by circumstances, choices, and lessons designed for you alone. Focus on faithfulness to your path, aligning your actions with truth and integrity. Fulfillment arises from living purposefully, not from emulating the path of another. When disappointment or misunderstanding occurs, do not allow it to harden your heart. Misjudgment and opposition are part of life, but they do not diminish your worth or the significance of your actions. Let your consistency, integrity, and love speak louder than criticism or misperception. In time, truth is revealed, and faithfulness is rewarded, not always by external recognition, but by internal strength and alignment with purpose. Do not cling to control over outcomes. Many things are beyond your capacity to manage. Trust in my timing, my wisdom, and my ability to orchestrate circumstances beyond what you can see. Your responsibility is to act faithfully, cultivate patience, and make choices that reflect integrity and discernment. Release what is not yours to bear, and allow me to guide the unfolding of events. Embrace the ordinary moments with attention and gratitude. Growth is often formed in repetition, diligence, and the faithful execution of small tasks. What appears mundane to you is often where endurance, character, and wisdom are strengthened. The lessons learned in patience, humility, and consistency will carry you through extraordinary challenges. Extend grace to yourself as well as to others. You will make mistakes, encounter failure, and experience regret. These are not signs of inadequacy, but opportunities for learning and refinement. Forgive yourself, learn from experience, and continue forward with renewed determination. Compassion toward yourself enables resilience and nurtures faithfulness. Celebrate progress even when it seems minor or incomplete. Gratitude shifts perspective, reveals hope, and strengthens perseverance. Recognize the goodness in your life, the growth in your character, and the steps you have taken faithfully. Appreciation fosters contentment and empowers endurance. Do not fear imperfection. Mistakes and setbacks are not the end, but part of the journey. The measure of your life is not perfection, but persistence, courage, and faithfulness. Each time you rise, learn, and move forward, you grow stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose. Remain diligent in seeking wisdom. Listen attentively to guidance, reflect deeply on experience, and remain open to insight. Discernment protects your heart and guides your decisions in complex situations. A teachable spirit remains flexible, adaptable, and receptive to growth throughout every season of life. Preserve integrity in all circumstances. Let your actions align with values consistently, whether observed or unseen. Integrity builds trust, fosters stability, and protects your spirit in times of pressure or uncertainty. It becomes a foundation upon which your life, relationships, and future success rest securely. Persevere in hope, even when progress is slow or outcomes are delayed. Hope is not passive expectation. It is active trust that goodness, truth, and purpose are at work even when unseen. Let hope inform your choices, sustain your endurance, and guide your heart through every challenge. Remain faithful in service, offering love, encouragement, and care without seeking reward. The impact of your actions often extends beyond what you perceive. Acts done with sincerity, humility, and compassion leave lasting marks on the lives of others and contribute to the fulfillment of your own purpose. Stay mindful of your thoughts and intentions. Guard against negativity, self-doubt, and fear-driven assumptions. Replace them with reflections of truth, hope, and faith. Your inner life shapes the life you experience externally, influencing decisions, actions, and relationships. Do not neglect rest, reflection, and renewal. Strength is sustained not only through perseverance but through restoration. Allow yourself periods of stillness, reflection, and replenishment so that you may continue to act with clarity, wisdom, and endurance. Walk forward with courage, patience, and integrity. Let your steps reflect deliberate choices, consistent values, and faithful adherence to truth. Maintain humility in achievement and grace in challenge. Allow love to guide your interactions, and hope to anchor your heart. I am with you in every season, every step, and every choice. My presence is constant, my guidance unfailing, and my love unchanging. Nothing is wasted when aligned with truth, integrity, and purpose. Continue forward with confidence, knowing that you are seen, known, and cherished, and that every effort you make in faithfulness contributes to the fulfillment of your life. Continue to move forward with a heart anchored in trust even when the path feels uncertain and your vision is limited. Life will present moments that test your resolve, unexpected turns, delayed answers, and circumstances beyond your control. Do not be discouraged, for these moments are shaping your patience, refining your understanding, and strengthening your character. Trust is cultivated not in ease, but in endurance. There will be days when your efforts seem unnoticed, when your kindness appears to go unrecognized, or when your integrity feels unrewarded. Do not allow these perceptions to diminish your diligence. What is done in sincerity, with love, and with faithfulness, carries eternal significance beyond human recognition. Your faithfulness is seen, acknowledged, and valued by me, even when others cannot perceive it. Do not fear change, for seasons shift for reasons often unseen. Transitions may bring discomfort, loss, or uncertainty, but they also carry opportunity for growth, renewal, and alignment with your purpose. Embrace change with humility, curiosity, and courage, trusting that every step forward is part of a greater design. The discomfort of growth is temporary. The strength and wisdom it yields are lasting. Guard your heart against bitterness, resentment, and anger. These emotions obscure perspective, restrict peace, and diminish joy. Release grievances and disappointments into my care, and cultivate forgiveness even when it is difficult. Forgiveness liberates you from the past, restores your focus, and opens space for growth and deeper understanding. Do not neglect the ordinary moments, for they often contain the extraordinary seeds of transformation. The daily choices to act with patience, honesty, diligence, and love build the foundation of a life aligned with truth. What feels small today may ripple into lasting impact tomorrow. Faithfulness in what is routine strengthens the resilience needed for what is significant. Be mindful of your words and actions. Speak truth with clarity, respond with compassion, and act with integrity. Words and deeds carry power far beyond the immediate moment. They influence hearts, shape relationships, and leave lasting impressions. Let your life be a reflection of thoughtfulness, care, and consistency, even when no one observes. When doubt arises, do not suppress it, but examine it honestly. Questions are not threats to faith. They are invitations to deepen understanding. Bring uncertainty into the light of reflection, prayer, and discernment. Courage is acting in alignment with truth even when clarity is incomplete, and each step taken in faith strengthens conviction. Release the illusion of control. Many circumstances are beyond your ability to dictate. Trust that I am orchestrating the unseen, aligning events and guiding outcomes in ways you cannot yet perceive. Your responsibility is to remain faithful, deliberate, and patient, trusting that the work of alignment, timing, and provision is in my hands. Celebrate the progress you have made, even when it feels modest or incomplete. Gratitude shifts perspective, reinforces hope, and sustains perseverance. Recognize the growth that has already occurred, the lessons learned, and the effort invested faithfully. Joy and appreciation are not dependent on perfection, but on awareness of the goodness present in every step. Do not be discouraged by mistakes or setbacks. They are not signs of inadequacy, but opportunities to learn, adjust, and continue with greater wisdom. Life's challenges are instruments of refinement, strengthening resilience, deepening insight, and preparing you for what lies ahead. What is delayed is not denied. What is tested is being strengthened. Remain humble in moments of success. Recognition and achievement are not the ultimate measure of value. Let them inspire gratitude, reflection, and a willingness to continue learning. Pride isolates, while humility fosters connection, growth, and enduring fulfillment. Be generous in extending grace and compassion to others. Everyone carries unseen struggles, and your patience, empathy, and understanding can ease burdens and foster healing. Small acts of kindness ripple beyond perception, touching lives in ways you may never know. Serve with sincerity, without expectation of reward, and trust that love sown faithfully produces lasting impact. Do not allow fear to dictate the boundaries of your life. Fear may seek to protect, but it can also imprison. Choose trust over anxiety, courage over hesitation, and faith over worry. Each step forward, even when hesitant, strengthens your confidence and aligns you with purpose. Keep your thoughts and intentions aligned with truth and hope. Negativity, doubt, and self-criticism weaken resolve, while reflection, prayer, and positive affirmation build strength. The mind shapes perception, and the heart guides action. Guard both diligently, for they determine the quality of your journey. Do not neglect rest and renewal, for strength is cultivated not solely through endurance, but through restoration. Periods of pause, reflection, and replenishment restore clarity, perspective, and the energy required to continue faithfully. Balance sustains effort, sharpens insight, and deepens resilience. Remain faithful in all circumstances, even when the outcome is delayed or unseen. True faithfulness is measured not by immediate results, but by consistency, integrity, and perseverance. Each act of obedience, each expression of love, and each choice to act with integrity builds enduring strength that supports every future step. I am with you in every season, every challenge, and every victory. My presence does not waver, my guidance does not falter, and my love is constant. Nothing in your life is wasted when aligned with truth, integrity, and purpose. Continue forward with patience, courage, and hope, knowing that every faithful choice contributes to the unfolding of your life according to my plan. Walk steadily, act deliberately, and love generously. The journey continues, and you are never alone. My strength sustains you, my wisdom guides you, and my presence surrounds you at every step. Trust, persevere, and remain faithful, for I am with you, always, in every moment, and through every season of life. Continue to embrace each moment with awareness, knowing that every day presents opportunities for growth, refinement, and alignment with purpose. Life is not measured solely by extraordinary events or visible accomplishments, but by the consistent practice of faithfulness, integrity, and love. Each choice made with honesty, patience, and compassion contributes to the shaping of your character and the fulfillment of your calling. There will be times when discouragement attempts to take root in your heart. Challenges, setbacks, and delays may seem overwhelming, and the weight of responsibilities may press heavily upon you. Do not allow these moments to define your perspective. Each challenge is a tool for strengthening endurance, developing discernment, and deepening wisdom. What feels difficult now is preparing you for strength and clarity in the days to come. Do not allow fear to dictate your decisions. Fear often presents itself as a protector, but it can also imprison and limit your potential. Bring your fears into the light, examine them honestly, and release them into my care. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act faithfully despite uncertainty. Each step forward taken in trust builds resilience and strengthens your capacity to face greater challenges with confidence. Be generous in extending grace to others and yourself. People will disappoint you, misunderstand you, and act in ways that may hurt or frustrate you. Respond with patience, understanding, and forgiveness. Holding on to resentment only weighs your spirit down, while releasing grievances and offering compassion frees your heart and creates space for peace and clarity. Extend to yourself the same forgiveness and understanding you offer to others, for your growth depends on both self-compassion and humility. Celebrate the small victories. Recognition of progress, no matter how minor it may seem, nurtures hope and sustains perseverance. Gratitude transforms perspective, allowing you to see abundance where others see scarcity and to recognize growth where others see stagnation. Let appreciation for the journey itself, the lessons learned, and the steady progress made become a sustaining source of joy and encouragement. Do not fear imperfection. Mistakes, setbacks, and moments of weakness are not indicators of failure, they are opportunities for learning and refinement. Faithfulness is measured not by perfection, but by perseverance, courage, and the continued commitment to act in alignment with truth and integrity. Each time you rise after a fall, you grow stronger, wiser, and better prepared for the challenges ahead. Remain attentive to the whispers of wisdom that guide your heart and mind. These subtle promptings often provide insight more reliable than the loudest voices in the world. Reflection, contemplation, and openness to guidance allow you to discern truth from distraction, make decisions with clarity, and respond to life with intention rather than impulse. Release the illusion of control over circumstances beyond your influence. Many outcomes are not within your capacity to dictate, and trying to control everything only burdens your heart. Trust in my timing, my wisdom, and my ability to orchestrate events in ways you cannot yet perceive. Your responsibility is to act faithfully, make wise choices, and maintain patience, knowing that the unseen work is being done for your good. Embrace ordinary moments with intentionality, for they often hold the most profound lessons. Consistency, diligence, and attention to small acts of integrity and kindness build endurance, sharpen judgment, and develop character. What seems mundane today may form the foundation for extraordinary impact tomorrow. Faithfulness in the seemingly insignificant shapes the trajectory of your life. Guard your thoughts, intentions, and emotions carefully. Negativity, doubt, and self-criticism weaken resolve, while truth, reflection, and hope fortify it. Your inner life shapes your perception of the world and influences the quality of your decisions, actions, and relationships. Cultivate an internal environment of clarity, positivity, and faithfulness, and it will manifest externally in meaningful ways. Do not neglect rest, reflection, and renewal. Strength is sustained not only through perseverance but also through restoration. Pause when necessary, reflect on lessons learned, and allow your spirit to regain clarity. Balance effort with replenishment, diligence with renewal, and action with contemplation. This rhythm sustains endurance, sharpens insight, and strengthens resilience. Remain humble in moments of success. Recognition and achievement are not the ultimate measures of value. Let them inspire gratitude, reflection, and continued growth. Pride isolates and distorts perspective, while humility fosters connection, learning, and lasting fulfillment. Approach life with an open heart, acknowledging the contributions of others and the lessons learned along the way. Stay faithful in acts of service, offering love, encouragement, and support without expectation of reward. The impact of sincere actions often extends far beyond your awareness. Acts of generosity, patience, and kindness leave enduring marks on the lives of others and contribute to the fulfillment of your own purpose. Serve with dedication, humility, and integrity. Remain vigilant in hope, even when outcomes are delayed or unclear. Hope is not passive optimism. It is an active, steadfast trust that goodness, truth, and purpose are at work even when unseen. Let hope guide your decisions, strengthen your perseverance, and anchor your heart through uncertainty. Hope equips you to endure challenges with courage and patience. Continue to cultivate wisdom. Seek understanding through reflection, experience, counsel, and attentive listening. Discernment protects your heart, guides your choices, and enables you to navigate life with insight. A teachable spirit remains adaptable, open to learning, and ready to respond faithfully to every season of life. Preserve integrity in all circumstances, whether observed or unseen. Integrity builds trust, fosters stability, and strengthens your spirit against adversity. When actions align with values consistently, they create a life that withstands challenges and remains faithful to truth. Let integrity guide your words, decisions, and interactions in every moment. Keep moving forward with courage, patience, and consistency. Let your choices reflect deliberate thought, steadfast values, and commitment to truth. Approach each day with humility, compassion, and hope, knowing that your faithfulness contributes to your growth, the well-being of others, and the fulfillment of the purpose for which you were created. I am with you in every season, every challenge, and every triumph. My presence is constant, my guidance unwavering, and my love unchanging. Nothing in your life is wasted when aligned with truth, integrity, and purpose. Continue forward with confidence, courage, and hope, knowing that every faithful choice you make strengthens your spirit and advances the work I have entrusted to you. Walk steadily, act with intention, love generously, and trust completely. The journey continues, and you are never alone. My strength supports you, my wisdom directs you, and my presence surrounds you at every step. Remain faithful, persevere, and walk forward with confidence. For I am with you, always, in every moment, and through every season of life. Continue to approach each day with intention and mindfulness, recognizing that every choice, no matter how small, shapes the trajectory of your life. The moments that seem ordinary or insignificant are often where the deepest transformation occurs. Patience, diligence, and consistency in small acts of integrity and love compound over time, producing strength, wisdom, and resilience that cannot be rushed. Do not dismiss these moments. They are the foundation upon which your purpose is built. You will face challenges that test your resolve, stretch your understanding, and require endurance beyond what feels comfortable. Do not be discouraged by these trials, for they are refining tools. Every difficulty carries lessons meant to strengthen your character, deepen your empathy, and clarify your priorities. What may feel overwhelming now is shaping you into someone capable of handling greater responsibilities and walking in alignment with my plan. Do not allow fear or doubt to dictate your actions. Fear can appear as caution, but it can also paralyze and limit potential. Examine your fears honestly, surrender them to me, and act faithfully despite them. Courage is not the absence of uncertainty. It is the commitment to move forward with trust and integrity. Each step taken in faith, even when tentative, builds the confidence and resilience required for greater challenges ahead. Be generous with grace, both to yourself and to those around you. People will disappoint, misunderstand, and fail you. You will make mistakes and stumble as well. Respond with patience, empathy, and forgiveness. Holding on to resentment or anger only weighs down your spirit, while releasing these burdens cultivates peace and clarity. Extend to yourself the same understanding and mercy you offer to others, for growth flourishes in hearts that are both compassionate and humble. Celebrate progress in every form. Recognize the growth, the lessons learned, and the efforts made faithfully, even when outcomes are not yet visible. Gratitude transforms perspective, nurtures hope, and reinforces perseverance. Appreciating the journey itself, rather than only the destination, strengthens resolve and deepens joy. Do not fear imperfection or the occasional misstep. Mistakes are not the measure of your worth. They are opportunities for reflection, learning, and refinement. Faithfulness is not judged by perfection, but by persistence, courage, and the choice to continue moving forward. Each time you rise from a setback, you are strengthened, wiser, and more prepared for the path ahead. Remain attentive to subtle guidance and wisdom, the quiet promptings of your heart. Moments of reflection and lessons gleaned from experience are powerful tools for discernment Listen carefully, act thoughtfully, and respond intentionally. Wisdom often comes not through loud proclamations but through stillness, contemplation, and sensitivity to truth. Release the illusion that you must control every outcome. Many circumstances lie beyond your influence, and attempting to dictate them only creates frustration and anxiety. Trust that I am orchestrating the unseen, guiding events, and shaping circumstances according to a plan you may not yet perceive. Your responsibility is to act faithfully, remain patient, and exercise discernment while I guide the unfolding of all things. Embrace ordinary moments with attention and gratitude. Growth often occurs through consistent practice, daily discipline, and small choices made faithfully. What appears mundane today may produce lasting impact tomorrow. Faithfulness in the ordinary strengthens character, sharpens judgment, and equips you for extraordinary responsibilities yet to come. Guard your thoughts and emotions diligently. Negativity, self-doubt, and fear distort perception, while truth, reflection, and hope nurture clarity and strength. Your inner life influences decisions, actions, and relationships, shaping the quality of your journey. Cultivate thoughts that align with integrity, hope, and purpose, and your actions will naturally reflect these qualities. Do not neglect rest, reflection, and renewal. Strength is sustained not only by perseverance but by intentional restoration. Periods of pause and contemplation restore clarity, perspective, and energy, allowing you to continue faithfully. Balance effort with replenishment, diligence with stillness, and action with reflection, for these rhythms maintain resilience, focus, and wisdom. Remain humble even in moments of success. Recognition and achievement are not ultimate measures of worth. Let accomplishments inspire gratitude, reflection, and continued learning. Pride isolates, but humility fosters connection, insight, and enduring fulfillment. Approach life with an open heart, acknowledging the contributions of others and the lessons you continue to receive. Stay faithful in service, offering love, encouragement, and support without expectation of reward. Acts of kindness and compassion, though sometimes unnoticed, leave lasting impressions on lives and contribute to the fulfillment of your own purpose. Serve with sincerity, humility, and consistency, trusting that the impact is greater than you can see. Remain anchored in hope even when progress is slow or outcomes remain uncertain. Hope is not passive. It is active, steadfast trust that goodness, truth, and purpose are working even when invisible. Let hope guide your decisions, strengthen perseverance, and steady your heart through challenges. Hope enables endurance and illuminates opportunities even in difficulty. Continue to cultivate wisdom through reflection, observation, counsel, and attentive listening. Discernment protects your heart and guides your choices in complexity. A teachable, reflective spirit remains adaptable and open to growth, ready to respond faithfully to every season of life. Preserve integrity in all circumstances, whether observed or unseen. Integrity builds trust, fosters stability, and fortifies your spirit against adversity. Actions aligned with values consistently create a life that withstands trials and remains faithful to truth. Let integrity govern your speech, decisions, and relationships. Keep moving forward with courage, patience, and deliberate focus. Let your choices reflect thoughtful intention, steadfast values, and faithful alignment with truth. Approach each day with humility, compassion, and hope, trusting that your faithful actions contribute to your growth, the well-being of others, and the fulfillment of your purpose. I am with you in every season, every challenge, and every victory. My presence is constant, my guidance unwavering, and my love unchanging. Nothing in your life is wasted when aligned with truth, integrity, and purpose. Continue forward with confidence, courage, and hope, knowing that each faithful choice strengthens your spirit and furthers the work I have entrusted to you. Walk steadily, act intentionally, love generously, and trust fully. The journey continues, and you are never alone. My strength supports you, my wisdom guides you, and my presence surrounds you. In every step, remain faithful, persevere, and walk forward with confidence, for I am with you, always, in every moment, and through every season of life. Continue to move forward with steadfastness, knowing that each day offers the opportunity to grow. In patience, wisdom, and love, life will bring trials, delays, and moments of uncertainty, but do not allow these circumstances to shake your trust. Every challenge is a teacher, every delay a preparation, and every difficulty a chance to strengthen resilience. You are being equipped not just for what is immediate, but for the greater purpose that lies ahead. Do not allow discouragement to take root when efforts seem unseen or unrecognized. The faithful acts you perform, the words you speak with honesty, and the choices you make in integrity are never wasted. Though the world may not notice, I see every step you take. Your perseverance, patience, and commitment to goodness ripple beyond what you can perceive, creating impact in ways that extend far into the future. Trust in the timing of your life. Not all doors will open when you wish, and not every path will unfold according to your plans. Some moments of waiting are not delays but periods of preparation. Some doors that seem closed protect you from what is not yet ready to come into your life. Have faith that each season, each experience, and each challenge serves a purpose in shaping the person you are becoming. Do not cling to past disappointments, failures, or regrets. Let go of the weight of what has already occurred, for holding onto it only hinders your growth. Forgiveness toward others and yourself releases you from bondage and allows space for healing, clarity, and renewed strength. The past does not define you. It teaches you. The lessons learned become the foundation for the wisdom and discernment needed in the future. Embrace humility in every season. Pride isolates and distorts perception, while humility allows learning, connection, and growth. Recognize your limitations, acknowledge the contributions of others, and remain open to correction and guidance. Humility does not diminish your strength. It positions you to receive wisdom, cultivate deeper relationships, and act with discernment. Be generous with compassion, even when it is difficult. Extend patience, kindness, and understanding freely, without expectation of return. People carry unseen burdens, and your gentleness may bring relief, encouragement, or hope where it is most needed. Service done in sincerity, humility, and love leaves lasting impact, far beyond what you can measure or perceive. Do not fear imperfection or occasional missteps. Mistakes are not failures. They are opportunities for reflection, correction, and growth. Faithfulness is proven not in the absence of mistakes, but in the willingness to rise after each fall and continue acting with integrity. Each setback teaches resilience, sharpens judgment, and prepares you for the journey ahead. Remain attentive to wisdom and guidance, both internal and external. Quiet reflection, the insights gained from experience, and the counsel of those who care for you all contribute to discernment. Listen, reflect, and act deliberately. Wisdom is cultivated through attention, patience, and openness, and it equips you to navigate the complexities of life with clarity and confidence. Do not allow fear, anxiety, or doubt to dictate your decisions. Instead, act with trust, courage, and faith. Even when clarity is limited, each step taken in alignment with truth strengthens your confidence and resilience. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to move forward faithfully, trusting in guidance beyond your own understanding. Celebrate the small victories, the lessons learned, and the progress made faithfully. Gratitude shifts perspective, nurtures hope, and sustains perseverance. Recognizing growth in yourself and others strengthens endurance and reinforces trust in the journey. Appreciation for what has been accomplished, even modestly, strengthens the heart and builds confidence. For the future, guard your heart and mind. Thoughts of negativity, fear, or self-doubt can cloud judgment, weaken resolve, and distort perception. Replace them with reflections grounded in truth, hope, and purpose. The inner life shapes the outer life. Cultivating clarity, faith, and positivity within allows your actions, relationships, and decisions to reflect strength and integrity. Do not neglect rest, renewal, and reflection. Strength is not sustained through constant effort alone, but through periods of restoration and contemplation. Pause when necessary, reflect on lessons learned, and allow your spirit to regain clarity and energy. Balance between effort and renewal, action and reflection, ensures sustainable growth, perspective, and resilience. Remain faithful in all circumstances, whether outcomes are immediate or delayed. True faithfulness is measured not by recognition or reward, but by integrity, consistency, and perseverance. Each choice aligned with truth, each act of love, and each effort in diligence builds the foundation of a life that endures and fulfills purpose. Walk forward with courage, patience, and intention. Let your actions reflect values consistently, your decisions guided by wisdom, and your heart grounded in hope. Approach life with humility, compassion, and resilience, trusting that your faithful efforts contribute to the fulfillment of your purpose and to the well-being of those around you. I am with you in every season, in every challenge, and in every triumph. My presence surrounds you, my guidance is unwavering, and my love remains constant. Nothing in your life is wasted when aligned with truth, integrity, and purpose. Continue forward with confidence, courage, and hope, knowing that every faithful choice strengthens your spirit and shapes the unfolding of the life I have designed for you. Walk steadily, act intentionally, love generously, and trust completely. The journey is ongoing, and you are never alone. My strength supports you, my wisdom guides you, and my presence surrounds you in every step. Remain faithful, persevere, and continue moving forward, for I am with you, always, in every moment, and through every season of life. Continue to walk each day with awareness and trust, knowing that your journey is both intentional and purposeful. Each moment offers an opportunity to practice patience, integrity, and love, even in circumstances that feel ordinary or challenging. The choices you make today, no matter how small, lay the foundation for the strength, wisdom, and character that will carry you through seasons yet to come. There will be days when weariness weighs heavily upon you, when challenges feel unending, and when the outcomes of your efforts seem delayed. Do not allow discouragement to take root. Every difficulty you face, every delay endured, every act of faithfulness in the unseen, contributes to your growth and prepares you for what lies ahead. Endurance is cultivated in these moments. Resilience is forged in response to trials. Do not allow fear or uncertainty to dictate your steps. Fear may appear as caution, but it can also bind and limit your potential. Bring your fears into the light, confront them with courage, and surrender them into my care. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to move forward in faith despite. Each step you take in trust builds strength, deepens understanding, and aligns you more fully with the purpose prepared for you. Be generous with grace, both toward yourself and others. People will disappoint, misunderstand, or act in ways that challenge you, and you will encounter moments of weakness and misjudgment. Respond with patience, empathy, and forgiveness. Holding on to resentment weighs down the spirit and clouds perception, while releasing burdens and offering compassion cultivates peace and opens the way for clarity, growth, and deeper connection. Celebrate progress even when it feels small or incomplete. Recognize the growth that has occurred, the lessons learned, and the steps faithfully taken. Gratitude shifts perspective, nurtures hope, and strengthens perseverance. Joy is not dependent solely on outcomes but flourishes in acknowledgement of effort, insight, and the journey itself. Do not fear imperfection. Mistakes, failures, and missteps are not the measure of your worth. They are opportunities for learning, reflection, and refinement. Faithfulness is proven not through perfection, but through persistence, courage, and the determination to rise after each fall. Each challenge faced, each lesson learned, and each effort renewed strengthens your spirit and equips you for future responsibilities. Remain attentive to the quiet guidance that comes from reflection, insight, and wisdom. The still, subtle promptings that stir your heart often offer the most reliable direction. Listen carefully, act intentionally, and respond with deliberation. Wisdom is cultivated through attention, patience, and openness, and it equips you to navigate life with clarity, discernment, and grace. Release the illusion of control over circumstances beyond your power. Many outcomes lie outside your capacity to dictate. Trust in my timing, my guidance, and my orchestration of events even when unseen. Your responsibility is to act faithfully, to exercise discernment, and to maintain patience, knowing that the unseen work is being done for your benefit and preparation. Embrace the ordinary moments with purpose and attention, the consistent practice of patience, diligence, and integrity in daily life builds the foundation for extraordinary achievement. What feels mundane today may serve as the groundwork for transformation, resilience, and meaningful impact tomorrow. Faithfulness in the small things cultivates the strength and wisdom necessary for larger challenges. Guard your thoughts, intentions, and emotions. Negativity, doubt, and self-criticism distort perception and weaken resolve. Replace these with reflections grounded in truth, hope, and purpose. Your inner life shapes your outer life. Nurturing clarity, integrity, and faithfulness within will naturally manifest in your actions, decisions, and relationships. Do not neglect rest, renewal, and contemplation. Strength is sustained not only through effort but also through restoration. Take moments to pause, reflect, and replenish your spirit. Balance action with rest, diligence with reflection, and persistence with restoration. These rhythms sustain endurance, sharpen perspective, and fortify the heart. Remain humble in success, recognizing that achievement is not the ultimate measure of worth. Let success inspire gratitude, reflection, and continued growth. Pride isolates, while humility fosters connection, insight, and enduring fulfillment. Approach life with an open heart, acknowledging the contributions of others and the lessons that guide your path. Stay faithful in service, offering kindness, encouragement, and love without expectation of return. Acts of generosity, patience, and empathy leave enduring marks on lives, often beyond perception. Serve with humility, consistency, and sincerity, trusting that these efforts contribute meaningfully to your purpose and the good in the world. Remain steadfast in hope, even when progress appears slow or outcomes remain uncertain. Hope is active trust in the unseen working of goodness, truth, and purpose. Let hope guide decisions, strengthen perseverance, and sustain your heart through challenges. Hope empowers endurance and reveals possibilities even in difficult circumstances. Cultivate wisdom intentionally. Seek insight through reflection, counsel, observation, and experience. Discernment guides choices, protects the heart, and equips you to navigate complexity with clarity. A teachable spirit remains adaptable, open, and ready to respond faithfully to each season of life. Preserve integrity consistently. Let your actions align with your values, whether observed or unseen. Actions rooted in truth and integrity withstand pressure and shape a life that remains faithful to purpose and aligned with principle. Walk forward with courage, intention, and patience. Let your actions reflect deliberate choices, steadfast values, and faithful adherence to truth. Approach each day with humility, compassion, and hope, knowing that faithful effort, no matter how small, contributes to growth, strengthens character, and fulfills purpose. I am with you in every season, every challenge, and every triumph. My presence surrounds you, my guidance is unwavering, and my love is eternal. Nothing in your life is wasted when aligned with truth, integrity, and purpose. Continue forward with confidence, courage, and hope, knowing that every faithful step strengthens your spirit and brings the unfolding of the life I have designed for you. Walk steadily, act intentionally, love generously, and trust completely. The journey continues, and you are never alone. My strength upholds you, my wisdom directs you, and my presence surrounds you in every step. Remain faithful, persevere, and move forward with assurance, for I am with you, always, in every moment, and through every season of life.